as artists are the most important beings on earth. We're trailblazers, trendsetters, and most importantly, we shape public opinion. More than any scientist or philosopher, let's use that power whenever possible to change your life in some small, positive way.
You're a young rapper. You started out very, very young.
Yes, I did. 13.
13 years old. And now, look at you. Now,
Yeah,
if they could
proud of
see me
myself.
now, right?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
19, just turned 19 October.
MC Lyte just made a confession that has the internet split in half. And the truth about her ex-husband? Way darker than people thought. From the outside, the marriage looked perfect, like a dream. But behind closed doors, something was being hidden the entire time. When she finally spoke on what really happened, she didn't hold back. She said more than anyone expected. This is the full story of MC Lyte, the secrets she kept, and the truth she finally decided to reveal. She knew it was time to speak up, so let's get into it. Back in 2016, MC Lyte shocked people who thought they knew her. She joined Match.com. The same woman known for being strong and independent was online looking for love like everyone else. Nobody saw that coming. That's where she met John White. He was a Marine veteran and entrepreneur, and their connection felt real enough that in May 2017, she announced their engagement on Instagram, saying God sent her true love and the wait was worth it. Later that year, they had a private wedding in Jamaica, something she had wanted for a long time but never knew how to find. The marriage didn't last. By 2018, things had already fallen apart behind the scenes. She didn't file for divorce until August 2020, and it wasn't finalized until January 2023, almost 3 years later. When she appeared on The Real in 2022, she was still going through it, saying staying together doesn't always mean being happy, and a failed marriage doesn't mean a failed person. When the divorce finally wrapped up, the internet ran wild with its own version of the story, and it wasn't accurate. Rumors claimed he tried to go after her money, but she shut that down on Instagram.
Did it bother you watching all of your personal stuff play out so much on social media or just online? Like, oh, MC Lyte got a divorce. And that.
Right. I don't know that it bothered me so much. I just love having the opportunity to get them told. So at that point, you've said whatever you want to say. I get to say whatever I want to say, which was, really difficult back in the day. Now you can just write what you want to write, put it up, and people can have it. So when the whole divorce thing happened, I just saw all of this stuff that says he was trying to get this, or she got to keep her. It's not she got to keep. He was never trying to do that. We had a prenup. He's got his own stuff, but it's not like I didn't expect it. Anything to get a click, people will say. So I just was happy that I was able to set the record.
There was a prenup from day one, and he never tried to take anything. She explained the delay was because he wanted to hold on to the relationship, not because of money moves. Even after everything, she was still protecting his name. That says a lot. But once it was over, a new wave of rumors hit hard. This time, it wasn't about money. It was about John himself. People started talking about a possible double life, with claims that didn't match the image of their marriage at all. MC Lyte didn't confirm or deny those specific claims, leaving people questioning what was really going on behind the scenes. What she did do in a 2024 Breakfast Club interview had everyone talking. Instead of giving a simple denial, she chose to be real in a way people didn't expect. When the topic shifted to speculation about her own sexuality, she didn't dodge it. Her response wasn't a clean yes or no. It was deeper than that. She talked about being young and impressionable, about seeing things, trying things, and making choices before fully understanding herself.
If at all, to constantly have people assume you were gay. I remember when they announced you were divorced, everybody was like, "Oh, I thought."
Right. Yeah, I remember just hilarious. I think she posted something that was like, what? And in the news, And that's not saying that those types of things didn't happen in my life. But that's not all of who I am. And so...
Oh, so the rumors did stem from somewhere, but that's...
Yeah,
okay, got you.
Right.
You experimented, basically. Got you.
When you're young, especially in this business, it's like, okay, you think it? Okay, let's make that happen.
She made it clear. Not everything that crosses your mind has to define your whole life. She also said she's way more traditional than people assumed. Her belief in marriage was real and serious, and that's exactly why the breakup hit so hard. She entered it fully committed, and it taught her lessons about responsibility and emotions she didn't see coming. The details about John White's alleged double life still haven't been confirmed. But one thing was obvious from that interview. This wasn't just a normal divorce. The truth came out in layers, in careful words, with some things acknowledged without ever being fully said. To really understand how MC Lyte got to that point, you've got to go all the way back to the start. Lana Michelle Moore was born in Queens but raised in East Flatbush, Brooklyn, and that difference mattered more than people think. Brooklyn in the late 70s and early 80s wasn't soft at all. The crack epidemic was just beginning, slowly tearing through neighborhoods, while new sounds from the Bronx were starting to spread everywhere. Hip-hop wasn't even an industry yet. It was just something young people did because they needed a voice. Lana started rapping at 12 under the name Sparkle, moving through music the same way other kids moved through sports. It was natural, non-stop, and serious. She had family all over: Harlem, Rockaway, Brooklyn, and every place added a different sound to her style. Her grandmother played everything from the Treacherous Three to Yellow Man, and those influences stuck with her. By 14, she had already recorded her first track and was hitting spots like Latin Quarter, connecting with names like Clark Kent, Dana Dane, and Slick Rick. Writing rhymes stopped feeling like practice. It felt like purpose. And her father, Nat Robinson, played a huge role, launching First Priority Music, the label that helped push everything forward. The brothers were always the main plan. Lana was the extra piece people didn't expect. But Nat wasn't about to leave anything behind when Atlantic Records came calling for Audio 2. He made one thing clear: Lana had to be part of the deal. No debate, no changes. Atlantic agreed, and just like that, a teenager from Brooklyn who had been writing for years was suddenly stepping onto a bigger stage. Then 1987 hit, and everything changed. At just 16, MC Lyte dropped her debut single, I Cram to Understand You, Sam. This wasn't some typical track either. It told the story of a woman losing her man to crack, not another person, and she had written it when she was only 12, watching it all happen around her.
When I said people will say that you like something before you even know what you like, you know, and my biggest thing with the younger generation is don't be so prepared to put yourself in a box. You're learning.
Her perspective came from real life. Her mother worked at a hospital in Harlem, seeing the damage addiction caused up close, the physical toll, the empty expressions, the reality people couldn't ignore. That pain made its way into the music. Nobody in hip-hop was sounding like this, especially not a teenage girl. Some people even thought it was a young boy rapping because of how strong and controlled her voice was. But once they realized it was her, the attention doubled. Then, in 1988, Lyte as a Rock dropped, making history as the first full solo album by a female rapper. That wasn't just a small moment. That was the door getting kicked wide open. Every woman who dropped a solo rap project after her walked through that same door she created. The album had tracks like Paper Thin, 10% Diss, and the title track, and critics instantly knew this was something completely new. And the wild part? She was still finishing high school when everything took off. College plans faded fast. One moment she was thinking about Norfolk State, the next she was at Hunter College for 2 days. Then boom, a call for a tour in Copenhagen changed everything. From that point on, music wasn't just an option, it was the plan. And that plan had no limits.
I was at a club in Los Angeles and I heard the guy say something bit. I went over to the DJ and I said, can you turn this song? And he said, okay. How different of a world that I would even ask a DJ to turn that and he would turn it off. Now that would never happen. I'm from the East Side going anywhere. None of the male rappers called women bitches. None of them, not KRS-One, not Will, not LL, not anyone that I had ever heard on the East Coast referred to a woman as that. So it was completely out of the stratosphere.
By 1988, MC Lyte was already operating on a different level, and that kind of spotlight brings pressure. A rapper named Antoinette stepped up and challenged her, and what started as competition turned into a real public feud. Diss tracks were flying, people were talking, and the tension was loud. Antoinette had skills, so this wasn't taken lightly. But MC Lyte fired back with 10% diss, making it clear she wasn't about to let anyone take her spot. The track was sharp and calculated, the kind of response only someone with years of writing behind them could deliver, and it showed there was something even bigger going on. Being a female rapper in the late 80s wasn't easy. It meant proving yourself over and over again, not just to male audiences and executives, but to other women too, all fighting for the same limited space at the top.
And, you know, growing up as an only child, things are impressionable. It's like, oh, okay, that must be the thing. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, we're not doing that no more. Okay. And so for me to be able to choose my life for myself is extremely important. So did it bother me? Perhaps in the beginning, but then it just became, oh, okay, well, that's how you want to feel. That's great.
The unspoken rule? Only one woman could hold that spot at a time. MC Lyte didn't accept that, but the pressure was always there. During those early years, she moved with 3 security guards at all times, and that wasn't for show, it was for safety. Management made that call because too much could go wrong for a young artist suddenly thrown into fame and constant travel. Nat Robinson stepped in like a guiding force, keeping everything tight and controlled. Shows, then straight back to the hotel. No distractions, no risks. That discipline kept her focused, and the career kept rising. And that word, first, kept following her everywhere, and it meant something every time. In 1990, she became the first rap artist, male or female, to perform at Carnegie Hall. That wasn't just a performance, that was hip-hop stepping into a whole new space. Then in 1993, Roughneck dropped and shook things up even more. Rockin' a roughneck, I need a roughneck. That energy hit different. The track had attitude, confidence, and a bold image of the kind of man she was calling out. And it wasn't just talk, the single went gold, making her the first female solo rapper ever to earn an RIAA Gold certification, plus a Grammy nomination for Best Rap Solo Performance. Later on, she admitted she had mixed feelings about the song, especially how it framed attraction and the type of man it praised. Still, there was no denying its impact. For a lot of people outside hardcore hip-hop fans, that became the record they knew her for. And yeah, she's even pointed out the irony in that. Then in 1996, Keep On Keepin' On with Xscape climbed into the Billboard Hot 100 Top 10, showing she could keep evolving. She worked with major names all through the decade. Janet Jackson, Queen Latifah, Mary J. Blige, Will Smith, Missy Elliott, Brandy, the list goes on. Her voice reached beyond music too, landing national campaigns with brands like Coke, Pepsi, Nike, and AT&T. Even people who never played a rap album knew that voice. She made history again performing hip-hop at the White House, earned major lifetime honors, and kept proving her place as one of the greatest, while the game around her kept changing. The game started changing fast, and it shifted what labels wanted, and what radio would even play. Naughty by Nature moved the sound, then Biggie took it even further. Staying relevant wasn't just about making great music anymore. It took strategy, timing, and tough decisions. And not all of them worked out. In 1997, she put everything into an album, teaming up with heavy hitters like Trackmasters, LL Cool J, Beanie Man, Missy Elliott, Foxy Brown, and Pharrell. It was a stacked project, and she believed in it. But when A&R asked her to cut certain tracks, she refused. She was too connected to the work to let any of it go. Later, she admitted her ego played a part, and the album didn't hit the way it could have. Then came a new opportunity. Will Smith's label reached out directly. She trusted the move, packed up, and headed to Los Angeles, even signing up for acting classes to level up her next chapter. But then, everything collapsed. The distribution deal tied to the label fell apart, and just like that, the whole situation stalled out. She was in LA, waiting, watching things go nowhere, so she made a bold move and walked away before anyone else could decide for her. It wasn't easy, But it was necessary. The spotlight was shifting, and choosing to stay in LA for acting cost her visibility at a time when staying seen meant everything.
What made you decide to step away from the hip hop side and start to use more of your voice to influence people?
Oh, goodness. Well, I guess it was that time when I lost my record deal. I actually walked away from a record deal to go into another one, and then the other one lost their distribution. And so at that point, I was like, what am I going to do next? I still want to talk to people. Let me write a book. So then I wrote a book, and I said, okay, well, after I wrote the book, then I started speaking. And so I've been to many colleges and universities across the nation, even South Africa. And so it's always been a mission of mine to just inspire people. So I just changed the method of how I did it. So I'll go from music and then books and then speaking.
She spoke openly about the temptations artists faced back then and how thin the line was between glamour and destruction. One moment in particular stuck with her. A well-known celebrity straight up tried to sell her crack cocaine. She was young, right in the middle of an industry where the shine looked good on the outside, but the reality underneath was something else entirely. She walked away from it. But that moment told her everything she needed to know about the business. Behind the awards and magazine covers, there was a darker side that people didn't talk about enough. And for women, the pressure hit even harder. Labels constantly pushed female artists to look sexier, younger, more marketable to a male-dominated audience. Sylvia Rhone reportedly saw a photo shoot where Lyte wore something more revealing than usual and called her right away. The message was clear. Stay in jeans, stay grounded, don't let the image take over. It sounded protective, but it was also about control. At the same time, she saw what happened to women who didn't have that kind of support. The industry could move through them fast if they didn't have the right people watching their back. She had that protection. Nat Robinson, strong management, even security, and she knew not everyone had that. That awareness stayed with her, and it pushed her to build something bigger for the women coming up behind her. In 2023, lyrics from a 1991 MC Lyte track called Too Young suddenly resurfaced online, and it sparked a debate she never asked for. Lines that once passed without much reaction were now being looked at through a modern lens, and some listeners found the age dynamics in the song uncomfortable. The situation quickly turned into a bigger question. Should artists be judged by today's standards for work they made decades ago? And does the original context even matter when something goes viral years later? Or does it just get ignored? MC Lyte didn't panic or overreact. She handled it the same way she's handled pressure her whole career, calm, steady, and in control. She's always been careful about her image, about her moves, and about who she lets into her circle. That level of discipline mattered in moments like this. She never moved recklessly or left behind a trail of chaos, and that helped protect her when old material came back around. Still, it was a reminder. Nothing stays buried anymore. In today's internet culture, anything from the past can resurface at any time, and people judge it based on what they see right now. But she had built enough respect, advocacy, and real work over the years that the moment didn't spiral into something bigger. That foundation gave her balance, something a lot of people in her position didn't have. The moment faded, but it showed how even the cleanest legacy can look different decades later. Then, in January 2023, the same time her divorce was finalized, MC Lyte posted a New Year's photo that had people doing a double take. No caption, no explanation, just the image. Then came Super Bowl Sunday, and she made it clear. She posted a photo with a man, both wearing matching San Francisco 49ers jerseys, captioned simply, "My boo, my love." His name was Aaron Johnson, a tech professional she reportedly met at a charity event where they connected over community work. Everything about him felt different, calm, steady, positive energy. Even her family's reaction stood out. It wasn't just approval, it was relief. And learning to fully accept that kind of peace, that was a journey all on its own. Neither of them was rushing into marriage this time. They had both been through it before, and they weren't chasing a title. They were building something real, based on growth, respect, and a connection that actually meant something. At 53, MC Lyte wasn't slowing down at all. She had a new album, One of One, created with producer Warren Campbell, showing she's still evolving. She even received the key to New York City in Brooklyn, the same place that helped shape her story. On top of that, she's still hosting BET Awards, mentoring new artists, and leading the Hip Hop Sisters Foundation like a force that never left. And that confession everyone was talking about, it wasn't messy or dramatic, it was honest. It came from a woman with decades of experience, finally deciding the truth didn't need layers or confusion. She held onto it long enough, and now she said it, plain and clear. If you made it this far, hit like, subscribe, share this video, and drop a comment with your thoughts.